The Kylorian warships descended through Earth's atmosphere like falling obsidian shards, their hulls rippling with energy shields that had never failed in 10,000 cycles of conquest. Commander Zix Theta stood on the bridge of the lead vessel, 6 eyes fixed on the blue-green world below. This primitive planet had once belonged to their empire, lost to time and bureaucratic oversight. Now they had come to reclaim it. Minimal resistance detected, his lieutenant reported. The indigenous species appears to have achieved basic spaceflight. Nothing our shields cannot handle. Zix Theta's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. Another easy conquest. Another world returned to the fold. The first human they encountered was Hermione, a xenobiologist who had been monitoring their approach from the International Space Station. When the Kylorians teleported her aboard for interrogation, they expected terror, submission, perhaps desperate bargaining. Instead, she studied them with intense curiosity, pulling out a notebook and beginning to sketch their anatomy. Fascinating exoskeleton structure, she muttered, seemingly oblivious to the plasma weapons pointed at her. Is that chitin-based or some form of metallic compound? Zix Theta was so startled he actually answered. It is a hybrid biometal that... Why are you not afraid? Hermione looked up, adjusting her glasses. Oh, I'm terrified. But I'm also a scientist, and you're the first confirmed extraterrestrial life we've encountered. Do you mind if I take some readings? She pulled out a scanner before anyone could respond. The Kylorians exchanged confused glances. This was not how subjugation typically proceeded. Their confusion deepened when they attempted their first ground assault on Tokyo. Captain Hiro of the Japanese self-defense. Forces met them not with primitive projectile weapons, but with something far more disturbing: adaptability. Within hours of the first attack, humans had reverse-engineered fallen Kylorian weapons. Within days they had improved them. Interesting energy matrix, Hiro explained to his team as he modified a captured plasma rifle, but they're wasting power on aesthetic wavelengths. Strip that out, redirect it to amplitude, and... The weapon's output doubled. The Kylorians watched in horror from their ships as humans not only survived their attacks but began to thrive under pressure. Every tactic was countered, every weapon analyzed and improved upon. What truly unsettled them was the human response to casualties. Where other species would break from losses, humans seemed to grow stronger, more determined, more creative in their resistance. Hermione, who had somehow convinced her captors to let her access their historical databases for academic purposes, made a discovery that changed everything. She burst onto the bridge where Zix Theta was coordinating the increasingly failing invasion. You need to read this, she said, projecting ancient Kylorian texts. Your own histories from before your empire reached the stars. You've encountered humans before. The bridge fell silent as the crew read the accounts. 13 million cycles ago, when the Kylorians were barely sapient, strange visitors had come to their world. Bipedal creatures of impossible resilience who survived conditions that killed everything else, who adapted to any threat, who treated death as an inconvenience rather than an ending. The Proto-Kylorians had called them the Undying Ones and worshipped them as gods. That's impossible, Zix Theta said. Humans have only had spaceflight for a fraction of a cycle. Time, Hermione said quietly, isn't as linear as you think. Humans have this funny relationship with temporal mechanics. We haven't developed time travel yet, but, she smiled, we will have had it eventually. The final blow to the invasion came when Hiro's modified defense system shot down a Kylorian dreadnought using their own technology, improved beyond recognition in mere weeks. As the massive ship crashed into the Pacific, Hiro broadcast a message to the fleet. We don't want war, he said, but understand this: humans are persistence predators. Our ancestors hunted by following prey until it died of exhaustion. We evolved on a death world that tried to kill us with everything from microbes to megafauna. We split atoms for power and poison ourselves with radiation for medicine. We jump out of functioning aircraft for fun. Hermione added her own observation over the comm. Your records show you've conquered 12,000 species, but you've never faced one that looks at an impossible challenge and says, hold my beer. We went from first flight to landing on our moon in 66 years. We decoded our own genome. We're currently teaching sand to think using lightning. And the scariest part, we're still considered primitive by galactic standards. The Kylorian fleet hung in orbit, paralyzed by indecision. Their own ancient texts, discovered by this curious human scientist, revealed more horrifying truths. Every great catastrophe in galactic history had mysterious survivors who matched human descriptions. The plague that wiped out the Zenthran Empire? Humans walked through it. The supernova that destroyed the Krell homeworld? Human artifacts were found in the debris, dated to before humans supposedly existed. We are not your conquerors, Zix Theta finally broadcast to Earth. We are refugees from a future where humanity has spread across all of time and space. We came back hoping to find Earth before you became what you are destined to become. Hermione and Hero met the Kylorian commander in person for the first time during the peace negotiations. As they shook hands, or hand to claw, Hermione asked, "What exactly do we become?" Zix Theta's 6 eyes focused on her with something between fear and awe. You become the ones who endure after the heat death of the universe. The ones who teach new realities how to begin. Gods fear humans not because you destroy, but because you survive everything, learn from it, and then teach others to do the same. Hero laughed. So we're basically the universe's stubborn tutors? You are the universe's way of understanding itself, Zix Theta replied. And that terrifies those of us who prefer our mysteries unsolved. As the Kylorian fleet departed, leaving Earth untouched but warned, Hermione turned to Hero. Think they're right about us? Hero shrugged, watching the alien ships disappear into hyperspace. Doesn't matter. We've got work to do. Someone needs to figure out how their FTL drives work. Hermione grinned. Give humanity another decade. We'll improve it. Above Earth, the universe held its breath, waiting to see what these impossible, adaptable, relentlessly curious humans would become, or perhaps what they had always been destined to be.